Hi, this is Eugene from threecubebros with a disassembly and reassembly tutorial of the Shengshou 4x4 V3. This 4x4 is very unique from other 4x4s in terms of its mechanism. To begin, turn the top layer 45 degrees and slide your thumb under these two edge pieces and just pop it out. Now when you pop it out, you'll notice that you'll also pop out an internal piece. That's fine. That's what you're supposed to do. Then, just take out the corners and just take out the pieces. It's very, very straightforward. Or if you want to, you can just turn your cube until all the pieces come out. Now make sure when you have the core, make sure there aren't any of these pieces still stuck to it. This completely affects the way that you reassemble 4x4. Okay, so now you have the puzzle disassembled. Now you must sort out the pieces, so you make sure that you aren't missing any pieces, and it's easier to reassemble. Now to the reassembly. So, here you have the core, and you'll notice that one of the centers is actually different from the others. It's slightly larger, and it's not shaped like a square. You must begin with this centerpiece. And first, take a small internal piece, which looks like this. Slide the internal piece in, right into the extra bits right here, the extra section right here, like this. And do it with all four. Now you have the four small internal pieces in. Now, you must find two large internal pieces, which look like this. And with large internal pieces, as I mentioned earlier, this extra area right here on the center, slide the large internal piece in between the small internal piece and the extra section, like this. Do the same with the other one. Now right here, I have a red and white edge piece right here, and the edge piece hooks to the left. Now I must find a white and green piece that hooks to the right. So right here, I have a green and white piece that hooks to the right, and it's not to the left, so this is correct. Next, put in the corner right between the edge pieces. So here comes the difficult part. So you have the first quarter of the first layer completed. Now you must do the other side. But in order to do that, you have to put in the internal pieces. So we've already put in the small internal pieces, but since this does not have any extra plastic, it requires a small internal piece and a large internal piece for both of them. To do that, you must hold the large internal piece right in place right here and slide a small internal piece right here. This part will be very, very difficult the first time you're doing it. See, now I've put in the internal pieces. So the core should look like this. You should have these four pieces right here, and you have all the internal pieces in, and there's no gap between two small internal pieces and a large internal piece. So right here, put small internal pieces right next to the centers. And just slide the large internal piece in between them. Repeat this with all four. One very important thing to note is that now the centers must hook downwards towards the screw, since it's the third layer. The center is right between the second and third layer. Right, just like what I have right here. The hook is hooked downwards. Just put in the edges. Just like slide it between the centers. Now you have the third layer, now you have is the last layer. So right between the center right here, there's actually an area, the T area right here, which you can put in a small internal piece. Just slide in like that. Just right in between, do with all four. Now that you have the small internal pieces in, next part you need a large internal piece and a small internal piece, like this. And just need to put in one large internal piece and slide a small internal piece right between the center and the large internal piece. Like this. Don't do this with all four because it'll be hard to put in the rest of the pieces afterwards. So just do it with one, just one side of your choice. Now all you have to do is just put in the two edge pieces and just hook them inwards. And then the next part is to get another small internal piece and a large internal piece. Repeat what you did last time. Like just put the large internal piece right on top of the small internal piece, which is right on top of the centers. Just slide the small internal piece in. Now you'll have to do this after inserting each edge and each center. Now that you have the internal pieces in, just hook in the centers and not ruin the third layer, just like what I did, but just hook in the centers on right adjacent to the edge pieces. Now put in the next edge piece. And then put the corner, just hook the corner right in there, just right in between. Now all you have to do, just put in the center, then put in the internal pieces, put in the edge and a corner. Now I should have half of the last layer done. So now all you have to do is grab the last large internal piece and small internal piece and just put them in. Next, this is the easiest part, which is the last part. Just put in the centers and then put in the edges. And then put in the last corners corresponding to the colors. This part may require a bit of force. Make sure not to use too much force. Just try to hook it in as swiftly as possible. I'm trying to do. Make sure you try to get this part of the corner right behind the pieces so it'll fit. And then turn the layer 45 degrees and hook the edge pieces right behind the large internal piece. And you do it with the other one. And now you have your Shengshou 4x4 V3 reassembled. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and thanks for watching.